Let's get to it. Let's get to it, man. So, Alabama recruiting intel, what we learned over the weekend, and what's ahead before the dead period. Alabama has plenty of storylines to follow as the final week of official visits arrives. But first, it's time to get everyone caught up on what transpired over the last few days. The Crimson Tide hosted only 2 official visitors this past weekend. There is little concern regarding 4-star quarterback Trent Seaborn, who has yet to schedule a visit elsewhere since committing to Alabama last fall and has no plans to do so. Alabama also made a strong impression on one of Seaborn's fellow in-state recruits, while continuing to be viewed as the favorite for top 100 wide receiver Osani Gales, who turned in an MVP performance this past weekend on the opposite side of the country. The Crimson Tide unexpectedly lost one of its top commitments, but has seemingly weathered the storm thus far with several remaining priority targets who took official visits elsewhere. Alabama also extended a new offer Sunday night to a prospect who is scheduled to officially visit this weekend. It's shaping up to be a busy week in recruiting, with dead period set to begin in less than a week on June 22nd. Let's see what we have for these right here, these highlights right here, man. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, and we go, man. Let's get to it. Once again, the season begins in 79 days for real. Bama football is damn near back. Here we go. Let's get appreciate for the invite to work out in Alabama. Keep stacking days. So more recruits in the building, definitely. On visits, official visits, etc. Here we go. Let's get it. So I'm gonna run it back. For athletic shit wild. All that. Tyler Young, I believe. Edge rusher, I'm assuming. Mm. Yeah, by the looks of him, very a physical specimen. You talking about potential type shit, size, power, speed, all there early. Talk about so much high upside on him. There, here we go, man. Let's get her. See what else we got here. See if any more highlight videos we can tap into. What's this here? Let's get her. Hold on. Big body up front, big boys up front. Talk about Tuscaloosa 27. Update: Alabama has extended an offer to Hillcrest Tuscaloosa 27 edge Jeremiah Beverly. So once again, this is Jeremiah Beverly right here. The 6'2", 235-pound defender has been a player I've watched for the last 2 years. High motor, relentless effort, great eval from player Pro Morgan and the Alabama staff. Here we go. Let's get into it. Here we go. Come on, Stacy. Blacking, huh? After it, here we go. Next camera, we're gonna hose you. Cut, boys getting it out. I gotta run that back one more again, huh? Them boys getting it in for real. Here we go. Really buffering right now? Yeah. Back to it. Yeah. Yeah, what's going down? Are you kidding me right now? Come on, now, don't do that now. See if we can run it back here, man.
Hands outside. Good separation. Come on, Stacy.
Cracking helmets, boy. For real. Here we go. Get it. Hmm. Nice work. Definitely nice work right there, for real. Here we go, man. Get back to it. So a lot of news. I repeat, a lot of news, a lot of things going on in Bama right now, for sure. What about the trenches, though? What about the trenches, though? Very important. Is Bama building its trenches, etc. Here we go. hmm Alabama is set to host its fourth and final official visit. Weekend is set to begin this weekend. The Crimson Tide will welcome a number of its remaining targets with more visitors than the past two weekends as it looks to lock down even more members of its 2027 class. One of those visitors will be in-state offensive lineman Stafford Willis out of Arab High School. He was offered by the Crimson Tide recently after a second June trip to Tuscaloosa, an offer that had been in the works for quite some time. Here we go. Let's get it. It was awesome. I mean, it was kind of a big relief. Willis told Bama Online. Not that I've been worried about it, just anticipating it and hoping it would happen. It's another great opportunity, especially being in state school. That's exciting. It was awesome, unreal moment. It was special too because it was me, my mom, my dad, and Coach DeBoer. That was it. It was super cool. Shout out Willis once again in the building. Stafford Willis in the building. Here we go. Let's see here, man. Trenches once again. Trenches heavy. Let's see, Rival Industries has him ranked 84. Hmm. What's his measurements? Once again, out of Arab, Alabama. Shout out Arab, Alabama. Here we go. 6'5", 290. Pretty big boy. Oh yeah, pretty big boy for real. Offensive tackle. Definitely a lot of upside, high ceiling, major ceiling for him. Just growing into his body alone, right? Right. Simply growing into his body, continuing to mature alone, his ceiling is at a high level. Max 10, I repeat, max 10. Roll Tide full of pride. Here we go, bro. Roll damn tide. Here we come. Let's get back to it, man. Let's get it. Now, here, let's go here again. Now I want to check out some of Bama's most important players coming up this year. Of course, you got to dive into recruiting. I'll get to more of that in the next live for sure. But I want to break down because the season, like I said, is only 79 days away. So I want to break down more of the roster as well. Which players are important, more important, least important, etc. Of course, all players are important for sure, but the superstars, the ones that stand out, etc. The major factors, etc., X factors, and all that, no doubt. 1 second, man. Here we go. So we take a look at Alabama's top 25 most important players for 2026. We go. So right here, they say They say Caleb Woodson ranks at number 6. Let's break it down, no? Woodson profile 6'3", 6'3", 238 pounds. Hometown Haymarket, Virginia. Shout out Haymarket, Virginia. High school battlefield, previous school, Virginia Tech. Rivals industry ranking. He was only a 3-star ranking coming out. He came out in 23. Number 974 nationally, 93 linebacker. Number 93 linebacker, number 25 in the state of Virginia. Here we go. 2026 outlook. Alabama has to replace all 3 of its top linebackers from last year's team. And while it welcomed back 5 years, and while it welcomed back 5 players at the position, it was clear the Crimson Tide needed to add some experience to the room via the transfer portal. Woodson entered the portal on January 2nd, visited Alabama from January 4th to 5th, and committed on January 6th. He started 16 games during his 3 years at Virginia Tech, and in each of the last 2 seasons, Woodson was second on the team in total tackles. As a true senior, he is entering his final year of collegiate eligibility. Very high on Caleb Woodson. Like I say, big body, he can run, he can move, versatile. He can damn near play safety if you need him to. He's the type linebacker, big enough, but also definitely fast enough to run with tight ends, receivers at times, running backs, fullbacks. Boom, you know it. I know it. So Caleb Woodson, Kane Womack spoke highly about him already, talked about his motor, his effort, the effort he plays with, etc. You know, and what does Kane Womack, how does Kane Womack want this defense to play? For 4 quarters, consistently, violence, aggressive, period. You know it. I know it. We saw it a lot of times last year, but it wasn't consistent enough. We need more consistency from this defense, bro. Period. Here we go. Woodson enrolled at UA during the spring semester and went through the Crimson Tide spring practices. It didn't take long for the former Hokie to start receiving first-team reps, and he ended the 15-practice spring as a clear favorite for one of the starting vacancies in the middle of UA's defense. Alabama has several other inside backers competing for playing time, but Woodson is going to see a lot of the field this fall. He's also been labeled as a captain type, bringing in some much-needed leadership that was absent after the 2025 seniors departed. Here we go. He's a professional, Alabama defensive coordinator, Kane Womack said. He's very much business-like about his business. He uses the resources of this program, which are obviously vast here. So he's up here a lot. He's around the program. You can see he's already engaged in some of the younger players. He's not just here for himself. He wants to be a good teammate. He wants to be a leader. He's hungry. He asks a lot of questions. But probably the biggest thing that stands out over the first 4 days is just how hard he plays. Matter of fact, clap it up for Caleb Williams for sure, bro. Here we go. That's what you need right there. You play hard or not. You got a high motor or not, man. You going to leave it on the field or not, period. And the fact that he plays hard every down, every rep, that's what you need, bro, right there. I know some people say, hey, it's okay to take some downs off, take some plays off. A bullshit. Huh? The hell you talking about round yonder, man? It's okay to take some plays off. Bitch, when? Bitch, why, huh? Yeah. Here we go. You should go 100% every play. I repeat, every play for sure. Let's get it. I mean, we are really stressing the effort and finish that we play with. And so we want to make sure we're doing that. Caleb is really setting the tone for those things right now. Why number 6? Here we go. Alabama targeted several experienced players who could come in and make an immediate impact on the defensive side of the football. Several of them are included on this offseason list, but Woodson is ranked the highest of the group. Why? As we said above, The Crimson Tide has to replace the 3 off-ball linebackers who played the majority of the first team snaps last year. Not only were Deontay Lawson, Justin Jefferson, and Nakia Hill-Green productive, but they were some of Alabama's top leaders, especially Lawson, a 2-time team captain. The Tide welcomed back 5 linebackers who could all make a case for playing time this year. The coaching staff feels good about the players it has recruited over the last 2 cycles. So UA didn't have to go out and add multiple transfer linebackers to this year's roster. That's why I say I don't care what they talking about, bro. Recruiting is still important. Recruiting is very important. Player development is very important. No cap. Here we go. You know, you cannot neglect the recruiting side of it at all. It needed the right one, and Woodson seems to have checked all the boxes. Here we go. He's played a lot of football in a power conference and was a leader during his time at Virginia Tech. Alabama needs someone to be the alpha in the middle of his defense with Lawson running out of eligibility. Woodson could have been ranked higher, but we don't know exactly who the Crimson Tide is going to use its linebackers in 2026. Meaning it could once again utilize a rotation. We have seen that the last several years. Even when Alabama had a first-round draft pick on the roster, players like QB Reese, Luke Metz, and others are going to push for key roles. And while we know that Woodson will be firmly in the mix, it remains to be seen just how many off-ball linebackers we'll see this fall. Regardless, Woodson is going to play and play a lot. Here we go. Yes, we go, man. So like I say, the linebacker position definitely important for Bama, of course. Definitely important for Bama, dog. Of course. You know it. I know it. You lost players. How do you regroup? How do you bounce back? Can you recycle? Can you recycle KALEN DEBOER? And you got to give props when props are due, for sure. Everybody was worried about, KALEN DEBOER, can he recruit? Can he not recruit? Can he really compete and contend with the SEC top recruiters and all that type shit? Can KALEN DEBOER adapt to the recruiting game, just the SEC game in general, bro? Will he attack in state? Will he attack really down south? Or will he just stay out west, Midwest, California, etc.? KALEN DEBOER has done a great job as far as recruiting goes, man. No way around it, for real, dog. No cap. Not only attacking out west, Midwest, and all over, but hell, right there in Alabama, you know, home state, in-state, for sure. Shout out Alabama, the whole state, period, dog. Roll Tide full of pride. Here we go, heavy. You know it. I know it. But Alabama, in-state, Mississippi, all the southern states, etc. You know, landing Elijah Haven out of Louisiana, etc. Elijah Haven, not to mention, but you must mention the #1 quarterback in the nation, in the world, in the land. And KALEN DEBOER got him heavy. Fantastic move. Wow. When you talk about winning recruitment right there, now you got to do more. Of course, there's more to do, but shout out KALEN DEBOER for what he did as far as attacking recruiting and continuing to tackle recruiting in the South. You know? Can't take that from him, dog, once again. Let's get back to it. We got here, man. Okay, so we got some news on the schedule. As far as, you know, which games are night games, early games, prime time, etc. So what the hell flex? Oh, flex means they could change that bitch, change the time of it anytime right now. So 2026 Alabama football schedule. September 5th, East Carolina, 11 a.m. ABC, early one. September 12th at Kentucky, 2:30 p.m. ABC. It could be a good game. Kentucky is definitely a better team. No cap. September 19th, Florida State. Revenge is a must. I repeat, Holmes. Revenge is a must. Heavy. Roll Tide, full of pride. Roll Tide.